Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel that is prepping you for homeschool in fall 2020. Today we are going to be creating really simple schedule templates so that you can change them and alter them and do all this fun stuff with stuff you already have at home, including a piece of paper, maybe some markers, and Post-it notes, because this is the secret. This is how you're going to be able to redesign and reshuffle as you want. So go ahead and subscribe if you are new to this channel, because this channel is for you, to support you, to help you while we are getting ready for fall 2020. So let's go. I do also have a helper off camera, so you're going to be hearing her. She's going to be making her own artwork. So I have here just a regular 8x11, and so I want it divided into 5 spaces because there are 5 days in our homeschool week. If you want 4, that's great. That would be easier to fold. If you want 6, you overachievers, I would recommend not doing that. Unless you have like a strong goal for finishing early for whatever reason. So I'm just going to measure like about 2 inches, because 2 inches will give me 10 and I can have a little bit of room. I'm trying to find the inches on here. Here we go. 2 inches. So each day will have about that much room. So let me go ahead and get that started. Let's make sure that I'm doing it. I am not a very precise person. It comes to be a problem in home decor when I'm trying to hang stuff. Luckily my husband is. And you remember those fans we used to make in school? That's all we're doing. I'm just making those fans so that we'll end up with 5 spaces. You don't have to be perfect. But look, we have our days of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now that we have those, I'm gonna write those out, which you don't need to watch, so just wait for me. All right, so now we have our days of the week marked out, and I don't like putting time, so like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I don't like doing that. I might just put nap time, because nap time and lunch are associated with each other. You know, lunch is first, and then we lay down. So I'm just going to go ahead and write nap, because that is important to our homeschool. Now, if you have calligraphy skills, I am so envious. I do not. And so this is something you could totally make pretty. Very good, Chia. This is something you could totally make pretty. You could add whatever beautifications you like to make this something you want to interact with, but this is something just that can be used temporarily just to figure out what the schedule is. So now that we have the set in stone nap, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down on these little sticky notes all the things that I want to accomplish in our homeschool. So some of them will be daily. Some of them I will have 5 sticky notes for each thing, such as math and language arts. And then there might be some that one day a week we do, or maybe 2 days a week we do. So I'm going to go ahead and write mine out, and you go ahead and write out yours. What do you value? What do you prioritize in your homeschool? Because that is what these are. So you see over here my arsenal of math. Oh, the scariest arsenal ever. Just kidding, I love math. We have 5 of them because they are going to be on my sheet every day. But you see how they're kind of big? Like, math is not going to take up that much time before nap. Like, we don't wake up, math, and then go back to bed. So I can cut these to fit the different time frames I think that they would fit. So like, I don't know what this actually looks like, but I mean, maybe an hour. I actually think I should have put it up more, because I still don't think math works that much. So I can fit more things in our morning by just cutting this up, and that equates to the different times. So like, whereas this math looks like it might be 2 hours, this one's an hour. So by cutting the sizes of your sticky notes, you can make it more customizable for your time frames. And then you throw those away. Next up, language arts. Okay, over here you can see my language arts arsenal, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut those up to be even smaller, because I really don't spend that much time on language arts. I mean, we do, but we don't at the same time. So this isn't set in stone. I'm just kind of placing them to place them, and then we can move them around later. Now you can color code your sticky notes. I don't have that many color options, and I don't really care that much. I'm not that kind of person, but if you are, I love it. I love it. I love it. Use that to your advantage so that the colors can kind of stick out in your brain a little bit easier than what mine is looking like. Next up, these are the only things that I have set in place for our homeschool. Like, this is what I want daily done. There are some things that I want to put on our calendar that will be once a week. Whenever it wasn't coronavirus time, I would go to yoga, and that was a big old, because that was important to me. And now I need to find that in other ways. But for our homeschool and for this season, I am just going to put in what fits now. And that will be our co-op or our homeschool pod that we're going to be launching. I'm really excited about that. I found some families interested in our area that I'm like, I want some committed families that are willing to meet once a week to do these science labs I'm preparing. And if that's something you're interested in, especially for the harder subjects such as science, that are just the labs and everything that go with it are hard to fit in during every single day, I'm going to be launching some science labs that will be available on my Patreon that you can pick up, and that is something you can put in. I'm going to go ahead and put that in mine now. So here's my science pod. I do want it to be a couple hours. It will be a couple hours, and we're all going to meet at an outdoor setting so that we can practice social distancing the best we can while the kids still get that socialization and much needed group work and things like that. So I'm leaving this the full size of my sticky note. Now, I don't know exactly when it will be. We'll find a group, or we'll find a time that works for the group. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just tentatively put it here. That's the beauty of sticky notes. You can move them around later. So other things that I wanna put in to our homeschool is like history projects and all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and write those down. Over here, you can see other things that I wanna incorporate at least once a week. I want us to go on a nature walk. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that like after nap on Friday. If it was summertime that we're looking forward to, I would put it in here. But since it's fall, I'm not too worried about it. I think in the afternoon it might be pretty nice. I also want to incorporate project work, and so these may not take very long, and these are a daily thing. So for our naps, we are going to be using those to also read. Those are just quiet times, you know what I mean? So this may be where they read the material they need for their project work, and they can get that done after they rest. Now, the bottom of my paper down here will represent like 5 or whenever that we're done, maybe 3. It doesn't really matter. It just matters that we got all these things done. So even if math took 5 minutes because the lesson was only then, it doesn't matter. We don't say, well, we have to sit here and do math until 10 because that's what the schedule says. No, we just move on to what's the next thing on our thing, and that's language arts, which may take 30 minutes, and then we go to bed. Nah, but that's when they can fit in other things they want to do, such as get their reading work done. This is not set in stone. You are never, ever, ever a slave, to your schedule. And that's why the sticky notes shows that. The sticky notes are your anti-shackles. They will let you move it around. I also want to incorporate a lot of play and creativity because that is super important to me. So maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we just play and be creative. Mondays, we hang out with our friends and do our science labs, and I'm okay with science fitting just there. Like, that is okay. If we want, we can incorporate it for other fun things, you know, in the afternoon, where this would be down here, but I'm not scheduling afternoons. Or when we have our clubs and when we hang out with family and stuff like this, but this is just our school day. And when we are done, we are done. So I'm pretty excited with this. I hope that this helps you because, as you can see, we can move them around. If this doesn't work out, if we ended up having our science pod Tuesday mornings, guess what? We can move it around. We put our science pod there, and we move our play and creativity to this side. And then we can just do math and language arts in the afternoon. Not a big deal. It might throw us off a little bit, but that just might be how our Tuesdays look. And so this has so much freedom to it. This has so much freedom to it, and I'm so excited with this. I'm so excited for our science pods. If you are interested in subscribing to those unit studies, I'm going to have them available for $5 a month on our Patreon, and there should be at least 3 labs available to you, and also access to the ebooks that go with it. I'm super excited for this. We're going to be starting these in September. And our first unit study, because that's what they're going to be, is more unit studies, our science pods. And our first unit study will be about Isaac Newton, because guess what? He had his like miraculous year, as everybody, historians call it, during his time in quarantine. And so I thought it would be really relatable for these kids to see that this has happened to other people, this social distancing thing, and what they did during it. So look forward to that. Isaac Newton, the ebook is launching August 1st. And then the science pod units will be launching September. I'm so excited. I'll see you there. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tool of just getting an idea of how your schedule can look and appreciating the flexibility of it. You are, like I said, never a slave to this. And so don't create a set in stone Excel sheet, mark it up and be like, this is what we have to do. No, this is just a really simple tool. Took us 5 minutes to do, and it'll be able to customize as you see your homeschool schedule actually setting in stone. Hope we got this. I look forward to seeing y'all next week, and have a great day. Bye.